Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to show off the 600i Touring. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm not just going to be showing off the ship, I'm going to be giving my opinions as somebody who's flown it for... I've flown the Exploration for about half a year since it's come out, and I may be exaggerating, maybe not half a year, but since it came out, and now I'm flying the Touring, because I've got both of them, and... you know, this one's fun to fly too. So I'm going to start off with just my beforehand rating, and I'll preface this afterwards. I would rate this ship a solid 7 out of 10. It's got some really good designs that it could use a little bit of work on. It's got also a lot of really cool ideas from actual yachts. I'm no professional on actual yachts, but I have been watching a bunch of videos recently, and I've made my own opinions, like you should also do for yourself. My opinions should not be yours, your opinions will not be mine, so if we disagree, we disagree. But I hope to at least show you guys what I mean on some of my opinions. So I'm going to start off here by turning around and looking at the cockpit. So the cockpit, you start off with, you know, your Origin branded racing seat. You get your other two chairs up here. You know, pretty simple, pretty basic. Honestly, one of my favorite spots in the ship, except this could use a little less, I don't know, it could use a little less emptiness. A little bit more there. I like how the angles make it feel like a big room, though. Like how everything's kind of angled. You know, the chair has the arm that goes up. Got the avionics stuff back here, the sweeping lines in the back. Honestly, can't complain. The view is incredible. I'll show you guys the cockpit real quick, and I'll tell you about a bug and a fix to that bug that happens in the cockpit. So we'll wait for my character to step in here. The ship's on now. No? You can see it, you can see all the panels that are on, everything like that. I'm not going to take off because this bug doesn't require me to be flying, but big thing here, 92. I whack that up to 100%. I get a sun in the cockpit. Don't want that, it's a bug with the front shield. So as long as your front shield is lower than 93%, I run it at 92, but as long as your front shield is lower than 93%, the sun disappears. That's a good little trick. Now I'm guessing that will be patched out pretty quickly, but it's a good trick to know, just so that you don't have an issue. So I'm gonna go over the top floor, technically the top floor, because at the back it's multiple levels, but I'm gonna go over the top floor first, second floor. If I remember it, I'll put an annotation to the second floor just on the screen somewhere in the next couple seconds, or put something on the screen. I don't know, maybe like a little info bubble. I haven't posted obviously in a little while using that system, so who knows. And I'll start front to back. So you've seen the cockpit, looks really good from here. The view is incredible. That room I'll give a solid 8 out of 10. Could use the space a little bit better, but as you can see, there's things like these panels that look like they'll lift up so you can get into components. Can't complain. This room I'm not going to give a score, obviously, because it's a small entryway, but it's got obviously the escape pods for the captain, crew, and all that, and one of the entrances to the ship. So this entrance is nice, and I say one of, but it's the only elevator that gets into the ship. Great for security, because then only one entry point, only one exit point. And I'll go over that a little bit more as we go through the ship. So once you leave this room, which, you know, has the same styling as everywhere else, a couple of lights that look like they should be on that aren't. I won't complain there, I've made enough Spectrum threads about it already. So after that, you get into the Touring module, which is a really fun room in the ship, honestly. I really like this. The Exploration module takes up the exact same space, but instead of what you have here, which you can see a staircase, the rooms, and the foyer down below, it has the elevator for a rover, and then some scanning stations and a holo globe. Looks really cool. And then in here you can see that, you know, it's pretty well lit. That's another big bug with the ship right now is, since biomes have different lightings, you can go into Hurston's biome, because if I go right back up here quick, you can see that I can see the savannah or nighttime on Hurston, but the issue is some of the biomes bleed through. With the biomes bleeding through, if you're on Yellow or something, this room's much darker, or if you're at Port Olisar, this room's much darker. Which is fine, it's just a little bit jarring. So, this room here, I won't open all the doors because they're all the same, but if you come through here, you get over the lip. This is one of the touring staterooms. I love the design of these. You know, you've got a bathroom shower combo, mirror, you have hooks for clothing, bed, pop-out TV in there, little desk. Honestly, not a bad part of the ship. I'm pretty happy with this. And then all the other doors like this up here, the exact same thing. I would give each of those staterooms a solid 10. Personally, I would give them a 10. A 10 on the grounds that they tint the window, maybe. Tint the window and take out the blinking light on the TV. So after we're up there, you can take the spiral staircase that people are torn about. Personally, I love it. I can't complain about the spiral staircase. One of my favorite features of the ship. Something that is like super Origin. Now, like sometimes you may want to use this kind of space on other ships for more, you know, reasonable things, but I think in an Origin ship, having a spiral staircase that's just giant is wonderful. In here, I could totally see being an aquarium or like having different kinds of trees, so maybe I find a tree out on some like crazy planet where, you know, trees are really beautiful, or you get like a cherry blossom type thing, stick that in there, and then that would be pretty cool to have, you know, as a trophy for exploring. You've got the planters here, you could probably do the same thing with. And to continue around the around the outside of the room, you've got the stone paneling, which I guarantee will become windows, or at least I would hope it would become windows. We've heard hints of holographic windows that are going to be worked on for the 890. So to think that all these spots would just become a holographic window would be kind of cool. And then if we look at the middle of the room, we can see that the window in the middle is symmetrical with the couches around it, which is kind of cool. They're just flipped. So this edge here goes into the middle of this chair, vice versa. This edge to the middle of that chair, which I think is a pretty awesome detail. As you just heard there, the elevator, I think, went back into its regular position. But that's the touring module for you. Needs a little bit more light, but I don't doubt that that will be a thing that's coming. Let's go back up the stairs and continue with the top floor. I did kind of go out of turn with showing you guys the downstairs, but I'm guessing you won't hate me for it, so we're going to keep going. So then, on this part of the ship, top floor and bottom floor, you've got staircases like this. I really like these staircases. Need more lighting though. Looks like these are supposed to be lights. They're just... I'd be very happy to see those. Top of the steps on the top floor, you get the armory. I'm not going to let that door close, because last time I did that, I got stuck. But from the door you can see the caution, keep clear, suit and armor. All of it's like suit and armor, and then at the far end you have weapons. Weapons and armory, which is kind of cool. Walk further into the back, you get this area of the ship, which honestly I love. I'm super impressed. I would like these stools to be a little closer to the bar bench. They look a little weird. The window underneath the bar, a little weird, not going to complain though. But the big thing that I like with this is, again, I've been looking at yachts in real life. This area, as a translation to Star Citizen and having a yacht that's in space, I think this area is done perfect. Because down here, if you look out, you have the sensation of being outside, which is normally what this area on an actual yacht would be, is your outside, I guess, beach club area. So you can sit in a chair down here and look out, and sure, you're not actually outside, you don't actually have wind blowing against you, you aren't actually feeling the sun, but in a space game where everything needs to be pressurized, that's as close as you're going to get. You aren't going to get much closer than, you know, giant window above you. I like the multi-floor thing, because yachts in real life are all multi-floor on their outside. It's just kind of a cool touch. And the railings make it feel very, like, boat-like. It feels very much like a boat back, at least from what I've seen and from the connections I've made. So if you go down from there, the styling carries through. I really like that. All the angles and smooth lines. Because nothing comes out to a right angle, but also nothing feels flat. Like this ship has very few places that are right angled, and even if, you know, if they are right angled, they're still kind of rounded, which is, you know, an incredible touch. To be able to not find a right angle on a ship anywhere, it's pretty incredible. So down here, you know, you've got your pool table. If you're going on a long expedition, you know, play a game of pool, see what happens, you and your crew, or if you're entertaining guests with those guest cabins, they can play a bit of pool while going on a trip. You got TV, which is good for the guests as well. The kitchen, obviously, that's good for everybody. The table could use a little bit more space at the table, but I can't be mad. You have 3 people eating at once. Maybe you have 6 guests. You have 3 of them eat at a time. Full service either way. The full kitchenette, the full refrigerator. You can see through that window up to the bar. You can see out, which is nice. Because in this area of the ship, you wouldn't have windows. You don't have any windows, but you can still see space out the top. Not a lot of it, but you can still see it. So if I keep on going to the, like, farthest part out of the ship, you get on either side, I'm only show one side of this, you get the storage room, which also I really like, because in a real life situation, yachts don't carry much cargo, if any at all, but they carry stuff in closets. They carry everything in a closet space, they carry everything like that. So in here, all your maintenance equipment can go, maybe you hit 1 or 2 is maintenance equipment, 3 and 4 is food, 5 is miscellaneous. But that means that you have your maintenance equipment, your food, and everything else regularly pretty close to where you would want it to be. Because if you had food, well, look, your kitchen's right there. If you had maintenance equipment, your maintenance quarter, or your maintenance area, right there. You're 2 feet from where the stuff on this rack would normally go, because I don't think I would be carrying anything other than maintenance equipment and food, which are 2 things that are super easy to access there. And as far as people saying like, oh, but you're gonna have to carry it 1 box by 1 box by 1 box. Okay, so if you are working with a crew, that's 5 people, so 5 boxes per person. Each of these I think carry 4 boxes high or 3 boxes high. I think it's 3 boxes high. So each of these carry 3 boxes high. You do a couple trips, sure. Might not be the most fun to do a couple trips, but you're gonna bring all that stuff down to this room anyway, right? Because if it's food, bring it to the kitchen. If it's maintenance supplies, you're gonna bring it to the maintenance room anyway. So maybe it's harder to load, which I would agree with. But once it's loaded, it's so much more efficient where it is there. So I'm going to walk back through as the sun is rising on Hurston for another beautiful day in this paradise of terrible air. All the whites, all the smooth. Super huge fan of it. The neon back there. And I'm going to use the stairs, because I can't get enough of them, to go down towards the captain's quarters and start the bottom floor. So, right here, you have the bed for the captain, or the owner. Captain and owner may be two different people, because this ship will sleep 5. Except the touring version will add another 4, so the exploration will sleep 5. The touring will crew 5, but only, well, not only, will sleep. It will sleep 5 plus another 4, so 9. Sorry, quick maths at midnight. Great time. But back on track to this room. You know, the owner gets his bed where you can see everything in front of him. Oh, it's a nice triple wide bed. Nice pillows. Got a bench, so if he wants to sit and like look through a book or something, he can do it here. He's got his cigars and a notebook. If he needs to check the internet or something, he's got his tablet right here. Origin branded, of course. Some books, some wine. Or some, it's not wine here. I don't know. Whatever. I don't drink, so I would have no idea. And in here, just wanted to show this that was really cool. So this wooden part here is that the bed is connected to. It hovers off of the floor. You've got this wall here that goes up, but it doesn't actually touch the ground, which is probably for like heat venting, and because there will probably be components and stuff down below, which is a really cool idea. You know, you've got the neon carried on from everywhere else, some more rock. Rock's always nice. Rock on the ceiling, a big lamp, with the neon around the door. And then this is a really great part of the ship, at least part of the room, is the bathroom and how it's hidden. So if you weren't fully sure, you know, of this ship, you wouldn't be able to find the bathroom on first glance if you just walked in. The hilarious thing was watching YouTubers first show up the ship, and everybody forgot the bathroom. Nobody remembered the bathroom in here, just because it was so hidden. Which is nice for a bathroom, because you don't want to be thinking about it every time you're in your captain's quarters. You've got your shower, really nice rain shower, nice drain, nice toilet, got a bidet in there. You know, all the fun stuff, everything you'd need. Obviously, all your products, they're there. You've got your closet space, so like cubbies on either top and bottom, hooks for all your clothing. You know, enough that you could hang out on this ship for quite a while and not be worried. What if I keep on going? Back through here, you've got your entryway. Now, I think this is really cool. If you enter on the bottom floor, you're met with just an incredible piece of rock with the Origin logo fashioned into it. I think that's an incredible touch. And then if you continue back, you can go through the touring module with a nice window, or in the other case, the exploration module, back to the back elevator area and lower deck where the crew is. Now, this ship feels a lot bigger than it is because it's got a bunch of decks that are kind of split between each other. So it's got a couple of split decks like at the back or like down here. So I can't get that door to close, but I'll just stand Okay. So this room is probably the one of most contention in the ship ever. I think nobody can agree on this room. So my 2 cents in this room is that because this is supposed to be authentic and supposed to feel like a yacht, I think CIG did a wonderful job of laying this room out, because you have to remember video game standards. You have to be able to maneuver around. The AI have to be able to maneuver around. Right? And if the AI can't maneuver, well, that's an issue. Because then AI crew doesn't work on the ship. So personally, what I would like to see in this room, because I will agree with all the people who say it's a bit empty, I would like a table in the middle of the room. But we've been told we're allowed to add furniture to ships ourselves. So once we're able to do that, I'm going to add a table. And then I would love if there was an ability to add a TV and food prep station. Doesn't matter which wall. But to have just a spot where the crew can tuck off and just do their own thing is really nice. And then, you know, the beds are obviously really nice. No storage in this room. So it encourages your crew to keep clean, because then it's not like there's drawers and stuff open everywhere. Walk through here. You have a bench. It's like a waiting area to use the washroom for the crew, or like if you need to read or something. Get away from your crew members. Go to the next room over. And obviously the crew needs space. So each crew member has their own closet in the wall. You know, much nicer space than what you would get on an actual modern day yacht in real life. The crew bathroom's nice. Got cubbies and hooks for each crew member. Two bathrooms, 2 men's rooms, but they probably just need to change that at some point. They're a little large. Wouldn't bother me completely if they shrunk them down. But I still like them. I'd still give them I'd give this room a 6 out of 10, because I'm giving numbers out of 10. I'd give the crew quarters, I'd give it an 8. If it got the table and the preparation, food prep and TV, I'd give it a 10. I honestly really like that room. The hallways as a whole, like these dark hallways, I would give a 4, because I hate the darkness in them. The touring module, I would give a solid. I'd give a solid 9. If it had windows, it'd bump it up to a 10. And if the lighting worked, it'd be bumped up to a 10. A lot of things that can be fixed, but a lot of things that are easy to fix. The back end, obviously, like the beach club area, I would give it a solid 7. Once we have furniture we can put back here and stuff, I think it'll feel a lot better. If they scale this table any better, that'd be awesome. I think my main issues are bench, table. And then the cargo area and maintenance area down there. Can't complain. I would give them both, for their placement on the ship and everything else, 9 out of 10. This bar up here, part of the score for this beach club area in general. You know, and I would give this view out back, I give that a 10 out of 10, depending on what you're looking at, obviously. What we're seeing now is definitely a 10. You know, armory, I won't score because it's a super tiny room. Super pleased with it though. And then I'll go back to the cockpit and finish up where we started. So my final verdict on the ship, while I'm up here and looking out at the beauty that is Hurston, is that I think personally, I would give this ship very high praise. I like it. I really enjoy it. The layout, I may not have liked the layout at first, like the super big amount of space in here that's not used. It's not even all that bad, but you know, like I said, everybody has their own opinions. I do have to say though, this ship takes some getting used to. As somebody who's owned one for a while, it does have currently a couple of bugs, as I've shown you. Those would also pull my ranking of the ship back. But I can't remember what I rated it at the beginning of my tour. But I give it. Let's see if I give it the right rating. I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. We'll see if that's solid 8 out of 10 after looking through it again. See if that matches up with the beginning. I might put an annotation or something, like whether it did or not, just so that you guys don't have to look back. But as a ship, very, very happy. Oh, before I go here, because I did say I was going to leave you guys in the cockpit, but I'm just realizing I never showed you the outside. And that's a no-no. You have to see the outside of the ship to really feel, you know, that origin design, that origin feel. And I'll stop the video out here. All right. Off in the wilds of Hurston. God, this planet is so beautiful, but not as beautiful as that. Oh, that's not right. Not as beautiful as everything, but like whatever that was. Got the blue lighting on the outside. You know, everything looks super clean. Elevator super clean. The neon on the outside. The front landing gear people really don't like. I don't mind it because it's got a functional purpose to it. It's meant to reduce space, reduce weight. I'm not gonna complain there. You know, it's got the missile pods and the weapons. You know, those have also been a bit of an issue just because the weapons look a little wonky. Again, can't complain though. The escape pod tubes, like how they did though. I really like the back landing gear. They feel weighty. They feel heavy. A lot of people don't like the wires there, but I think it gives the rear landing gear a bit of character. And then look at that back end. Look at the back end of that ship, man. It is just something. It just looks so beautiful. And it's another example of where you can see some like boat-like feel to it. Because it's very much got a boat-like design. Like there was one boat I saw, I can't remember what it was called, but it very much made me remember the 600i, which was super interesting. Much smaller boat, but it was cool to draw that comparison between what looks very Origin in game and what looks very Origin in real life. And it looked like that boat was very much a inspiration for what they've done with the 600i, which is good. I like when ships in game are inspired by real life. So I'm going to stop battling and let you guys get on with your lives. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you all in the next one.